What's up, y'all? Just back with another reaction, y'all, from the Fat Man's Podcast. I got another reaction for y'all. But before we get into this reaction, y'all, please hit that like button and subscribe button. I'm trying to hit 500 subscribers by the end of this month. So please do share with your family, friends, whoever you see. Just tell them to subscribe to the Fat Man's Podcast. So I got a reaction for y'all from the following state, Jesse Lee Peterson. The reaction name is Socialist Vagilis. Vajas? I don't know how to say that. I absolutely hate black conservatives. So let's see what this white man, said.
I want to ask you about this video. You made a video that destroys.
Right, yeah, it destroys. Yeah, you know how the YouTube game goes.
Destroys black conservatives.
Yeah, I love that video. We got real mad.
Explain that to me.
Yeah, so I believe in, have you ever read Karl Marx?
No.
I believe in something called class interest. I think that society and democracy work best when we're repping our own interests. So like you're a man, I'm a man, we want to fight for men, you know? I'm white, you're black, we want to fight for black and white. Well, you know, we want to fight for our own interests. I think that...
No, I fight for what is right.
Do you think it's right for black people and white people to be equal?
Right. Huh?
Do you think it's right for black and white people to be equal in like an ideal society?
I don't know, you guys, when you say equal.
Same legal
you
rights.
You cannot make a person equal. Only God can do that. And he did that when he created us all, and that he created us in his image. And no human being can make you equal to anybody or anything else.
Fair, not on an individual level. Do you think that black and white people should have equal legal rights, equal access to education, healthcare, that sort of thing?
We have that.
Oh, well then I'm glad we agree. That's the right thing, huh? There are a lot of black conservatives who I think don't vote in their class interests. For example, being a fan of Trump, I don't know about that one. That seems like some propaganda.
So you think that blacks who support the Great White Hope should not support him for what reason?
I think that a lot of them are mistaken, yeah. I don't think they meaningfully represent his interests.
Whose interests?
Their interests as black
people. And what are their interests that they should not vote for the Great White Hope?
Well, right now in America, the average wealth of a black person is somewhere in the ballpark of 1/10 the average wealth of a white person.
And why is that?
Probably redlining generation.
That's wrong. Average man, average woman, average man, and average black man and average white man make around the same price, the same pay. You can do the research. I don't know what he's talking about. He's talking about wealth. Are you talking about the rich, the high class white people compared to the high class black people? No, that's different. You just talking about average man, average black man, average white man. They make around the same. And the Mexicans make below the black man.
Racial inequality, the fact that they were second-class citizens up until the 1960s, wide variety of factors.
Would that be the case if black people got married, worked for themselves, took over their own lives, raised their children, invest their monies, and did the same thing that white people are doing? Would they still be whatever?
Probably wouldn't hurt.
So why not encourage them to do it the way the white people are doing it?
They do.
Rather than giving them something free like that or telling them that they're victims.
They just
why
face
not tell them the right? If white people are doing it a certain way, working, getting married, raising their children, seeing to it that they get a good education. If that worked for white people, why not recommend that for black people?
Because white people had the benefit. Instead of using this lie about racism and slavery and all that crap. Do you think slavery was a lie?
It's not affecting black people at all today. It's a made-up lie that is keeping blacks back.
It's true, white folk have done a lot to advance their material interests in this country, but they did it while the system was in favor of them. You know, white and black folks smoke marijuana about the same rate. Black folk get locked up 4 times as much for it. Stuff like that adds up.
And you know why that is?
I'm ready to hear.
Blacks can afford private lawyers. They need the government to give them a lawyer. And the lawyer that comes from the government is overloaded. He crowded with all the other black cases, so they're not going to get the same representation. But if they took control of their lives and made their own money and earn their own way, they can afford a lawyer just like you.
Well, what if we
started? Is that right or not?
Well, what if we
started? Is that right or not?
No.
So if black people work, save their money, earn their way, they could not afford a good lawyer?
Well, you could say all of this
Are you saying they could not afford a good lawyer?
if they worked their way real
If
hard.
they did exactly what white people are doing,
If they did exactly what white people did,
work hard, save their money,
some individuals,
would they be able to afford a good lawyer? Yes or
some
no?
individuals, yes. Most of them, no. Most of them, no.
Why not? If most of them worked, saved their money, raised their children, invested their
Because
money, and did the right
improving
thing,
your
why
life-
wouldn't they be able to afford a lawyer?
Improving your life as a group of people is a stats game. You increase the odds of people doing well by improving their environment.
Do white people improve their lives as a group or individually?
I think that both. Individually, you can work really hard, but
No, I
as a
asked,
group, we benefit.
Do white people improve their lives as a group or as individuals?
I would say as a group, there's more affecting white people than there is
So
individual.
white people work together as a group.
Yes, there's a lot of in-group
You're not being
preference.
honest.
No, I am. I'm absolutely being
No,
honest.
you're not being honest.
I'm absolutely
White
being
people
honest.
fight against each other.
Oh,
They're
yeah, no, of
jealous
course they
each
do,
other.
but-
They try to
but we
get the
do
best
live-
from each other. They do the same thing normal people do.
They do, absolutely they do. I don't think white or black people
So
really
why
on a
do black
fundamental
people
level are
always?
different.
Why do you people always line black people up as a group? We're not a group.
Well, I
We are
studied,
individuals.
so I studied this in school. I'm very interested
When
by
they
this.
go back and get your money, they brainwash you. They lie
Hey,
to
listen, let me tell you, if I could get that money back, ooh, I'd do it in a
you. Do
heartbeat.
you see now that they lied to you? Why do you? And
No,
that's
hold
why
on,
you
wait,
see
wait.
blacks as
question.
victims.
A quick question. Do you believe improving the environment a person grows up in can increase the likelihood of them succeeding, owning property, getting wealthy?
I don't know what you mean by that.
Like if you, for example, if you go to a better school, if your dad isn't locked up in prison, if you have more generational wealth, do you think these things increase the chance of you succeeding in the long term?
It does.
Yeah.
That's
so,
why I'm asking, why don't you people recommend that black people get married and so they have good parents to guide them rather than putting them in a victim box and making them think that they can't make it and then using them to promote homosexuality, lesbianity,
Oh, trust me,
lesbian, and all
I
that
defend
crap.
lesbians on my own time. I don't need no
So
blacks
why
to do that.
you people put the blacks in a box to use them rather than telling
Tell you
them, being honest with them
Let's meet
about what they
50-50.
really
We can
need to do?
compromise on this. I'll tell you what, I'll stop treating them like victims. I'll say, hey, you got to work hard, you got to overcome your status. At the same time, I can support for institutional reform that gives them, say, for example, more money to the public defenders.
How
people
about
on bunk
encourage them to
charges.
stop the crime? They will have to do the time.
I'll do both. Help their system
Because-
and help the individual.
It's,
I love helping
and
people.
so you don't think that black
Amazing.
conservatives should vote for Donald Trump?
Nah.
You don't think that?
I don't think anyone should.
You
but
don't think
especially
that
not
black
conservatives.
conservatives should have their own minds to do what they want?
Oh, no, they should be able to do what
Do
they
you
want.
think they should vote like the radical blacks who are voting for Democrats?
Absolutely.
So you don't think that black people, black conservatives, have the right to be individuals?
Oh, no, they have
and
the right,
think
and
do
I have
for
the right to
themselves,
disagree. Yeah.
And think and do for themselves.
Oh, they can totally do what they want. I have the right to complain about it.
So why are you
Free
putting
country.
them down for standing and being individuals?
It's not so much that I'm doing it for them being individuals. I'm putting them down for making bad decisions.
So you're saying blacks don't have the common sense to make good decisions for themselves?
A lot of people don't. I don't like
How about the black
whites who,
conservatives? They don't have the common sense to make decisions for themselves?
I would say that being a black conservative pretty much like categorically means you don't have much common sense, yeah.
To make decisions for themselves?
Yeah, at least politically.
And that's why you call Candace Owens a Nazi?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I love calling Candace Owens a Nazi. She's pretty, isn't she?
Because she's black, she doesn't have sense enough to think and do for herself?
Oh, no, I call plenty of whites Nazis, too. Don't worry.
But Candace Owens is a conservative, and you just said conservative blacks don't have the common sense to think and do for themselves. So that's why you call Candace Owens a Nazi?
I think that a black Nazi probably is lacking some sense of self-preservation, but I call lots of folks Nazis, and I would say all conservatives probably lack in common sense. So don't worry, I ubiquitously distribute my dislike of conservatives,
And what
blacks,
is, in
whites.
Candace Owens' situation, what is it about her that caused you to call her a Nazi?
That defending Hitler stuff was pretty out of left field, let me tell you, because she said everything Hitler did within his own borders was fine. It was when he had ambitions abroad that when the trouble started.
And
but
why,
I don't know. This guy, I don't know. He said like more like I really don't call people racist, but he said more racist than Dusty Peterson sometimes. I know Dusty Peterson ain't racist or anything like that, but it kind of like sound like we can't, like black people can't do it themselves. I guess I shouldn't call him racist because he sound like He sound like passive aggressive kind of person, to be honest. That's what he sound like. And if you got your own choice to vote for Donald Trump, what's wrong with that? I don't see anything wrong with Donald Trump. You know what I mean? I couldn't vote because I was young, but I don't see anything wrong with people voting for Donald Trump. Black conservatives can think what the hell they want to think. I think I lean more as a conservative myself. You know what I mean? So Jesse Lee Peterson, a conservative, I believe so. You know what I mean? I guess he's a. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Like I didn't mean like be racist, but I mean like he's passive aggressive, and like it's some kind of way for me. But I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think about the comments.
Why is she a Nazi for agreeing with that? Or saying that? I didn't hear her say it, but why is she a Nazi for having her own opinion?
Oh, I mean, the Nazis did have their own opinions too.
But
I don't
why
think
is
those two
she
things are mutually
one,
exclusive.
as a black conservative, why is she one for having her own opinion?
I think that white Nazis are also bad.
I'm
and
talking
also
about Candace Owens now.
Oh, that she has every right to express her opinion. I have every right to call her very mean names for expressing those opinions.
Do you hate black conservatives?
I hate conservatives. Do I hate black conservatives?
How about black ones?
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I do love all people. But I hate black conservatives and white conservatives.
Why do you hate black conservatives?
I hate all conservatives, but black conservatives, because they have the gall of being conservative while having experienced more apropos than any other group in this country what it means to be under the heel of a white supremacist state. It seems to me they're the ones who should have the greatest interest in voting against it.
Do you believe that America has always been a white supremacist state?
Since day one.
How is it that when I was growing up, under the Jim Crow laws, on a plantation, that black people did better than they are today? They had families, they got married, abortion was unheard of, they bought land, they built businesses, they became professionals, they went to college, those that wanted to go, and they did very, very well.
I don't see that's like that passive aggressive kind of stuff. Just because we different, just because we black don't mean we believe that we have been oppressed, and that's the people I do not like. Thinking like we're oppressed. I don't like it. I've never said that somebody's oppressing me. I don't have a mindset like that. I don't think white people trying to oppress me. I don't think, you know what I mean? I don't think any race trying to oppress me. Like I don't like them kind of people. I just do not like them. I'm not gonna say I hate them. I just don't like them. And first of all, how can you hate somebody but still love them? How that makes sense? How that makes sense? Okay. This dude, I don't know. I don't know. I think he's an idiot, to be honest.
Well, if America is a Nazi country, why were blacks able to do better then than they are today?
Because white folk got more clever. Yeah, back in the day, way they discriminated against blacks, all on the books. Black people can't use this school, this water fountain. Nowadays, they're much more clever. Drug war, systemic deregulation of certain industries, stripping funds from ghettos. That way, you keep the blacks in line, but you do it with.
Dude, the reason why you don't put no more money in there, because everything they put money in there or build businesses, they get destroyed, you dumbass. I wouldn't want to put my money up in the ghetto either. Beta.
Without a single racist law in the books. And things have gotten worse, you're right.
What is wrong with black people that they allow themselves, because they were not like that prior to, after the civil rights movement. What is wrong with black people that they allow themselves to be kept in a certain place or used in that way today?
I don't think there's anything
because
wrong
they
with
did
them.
not allow that prior to the civil rights movement. What's wrong with them, the men and women in the black families and black community, that they allow that to happen to them today?
That's kind of like asking what a wife did to deserve getting beaten by her husband, don't you think? I don't think they did anything wrong. I think they were the victims of an abusive system.
But what is wrong with them that they can't overcome circumstances as everyone else are doing?
I mean,
what is
because
wrong
they're
with
targeted
the
against
blacks?
them.
What is wrong with them that they can't overcome the target against them?
It's because conservatives in government hate black people. So they very specifically target black people when they're looking for ways to
Do you
discriminate
hate black
against
people?
minorities. I love black people.
How are you able to do so well and they're not?
Well, for one, I was born to upper middle class parents. I was born in Beverly Hills. I went to an incredibly good school district. I was able to get funding from my parents to help me with my education. I had contacts with
Why
my parents'
not recommend that for them instead of calling?
I don't know if I can recommend they get born to upper middle class parents, but
Oh, you can't. You can't recommend that they, because most of the children, 70% of black babies born out of wedlock. Is that good for black people?
Oh no, not at all.
Does it hurt them?
Oh yeah.
In what way?
Oh, I mean, it's huge. If you're a single mother raising a kid, statistically more likely for them to commit one crime, for them to be locked up in jail, lower household income. Absolutely, it's
So
a huge
why
problem.
not recommend that they overcome that? Stop doing that.
I do, and I by the way, I vote for systemic changes that'll make it more likely for them to stop doing
What
that.
is a man?
I think a man is someone who identifies as one.
And what is love?
Do I want to go edgelord on that? I think that love is an evolved, socialized form of a chemical we experience that drives us to breed.
What is a Nazi?
I would say that a Nazi is somebody who believes in white supremacy, who believes that an international cabal of Jewish people are using immigration from the third world to propagate sort of the destruction of the white race.
Are you white?
I am.
Are you Jewish?
I am not Jewish.
But you're
I've
white.
been told I'm Jewish.
And so are you a Nazi?
I am not a Nazi.
And what made you not? Why is it that you're not a Nazi? You're white and you live well, and you're doing well, you live in Beverly Hills.
I love black people.
Why is
so-
it that you're not? You don't love black people.
I do love
No.
black people. I love them,
You
and I
hate
love
black
you.
people.
I love black
No.
people. Why would I hate black people?
Because you recommend the worst for them instead of the good.
But we agree.
But let me
We
ask
should
you, why
encourage
is it
them.
that you're not a Nazi?
Well, I grew up with parents who were pretty liberal, so maybe if I'd grown up with Nazi parents, I could have been a Nazi. Also, I grew up in a very Jewish neighborhood.
And tell me again, what is a Nazi?
I would say a white supremacist who believes that the Jewish people are orchestrating a conspiracy to destroy white people.
And what is a white supremacist?
Somebody who believes either that white people are superior than other races, or that they should orchestrate some kind of society that prioritizes white people as like an in-group preference kind
So
of thing.
Louis Farrakhan believed that blacks are superior to whites.
Yeah, I hate that guy.
And that he wanted a state with just blacks only. And there are other black people who feel that way too. Are they black supremacists?
Oh yeah, no, I don't like those people at all.
They're no different than a white person who think that way?
They're pretty much in the same ballpark, yeah.
There are Mexicans who feel that way too, about that they are better than any other race.
I've never met a Mexican supremacist.
But there are Mexicans who think they're better than whites and blacks. Are they Mexican supremacists?
I admit I've never met them. They probably do exist though. Yeah, they'd be Mexican supremacists. I
And
hate
so
those
now
guys too.
this idea of men and women who are in the fallen state believe that they're better than the other person. So anyone who feels that way is a supremacist, right?
No, it has to be a categorical racial thing. Like for instance, someone
Why
who's
does it have to be a categorical racist thing?
Well, there are
racial
some
thing?
people, like for example, my girlfriend in the audience probably likes me more than you just because I live with her, right? But she doesn't believe that I was endowed at birth because I'm white with
I
a
bet
higher
she
intellectual
believes she's better
capacity.
than you.
Maybe.
Is that supremacist?
No, because it's not a racial sort of construct that she's expressing that supremacy for.
So it have to
I think
be.
I'm taller than
What do you
her.
mean by it has to be a racial thing? It mean that any race that feel that they are superior to another race?
Yeah, I don't like it when
So
people
Louis
feel.
Farrakhan and Jeremiah Wright Jr. and all those people who hate the Jews and hate the whites, are they black supremacists?
Yeah, they're basically black Nazis. I mean, they've gone right around the other side. But
And are
yeah.
they black supremacists?
Yeah, totally.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't like those people.
I'm sorry?
I don't like those people at all because I love black people and I think that they harm black people.
That they harm black people?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely that is black supremacists. I mean, if you want to do that, okay, but I think this is the best country the best country that's ever been created in the entire world. Well, except like I think it's like Babylon or some shit like that. That's like one of the richest countries that was ever created. But I guess this is the greatest and the most freest we've ever been of all human race. You know what I mean? We don't go to war like that. We don't stuff like that. We don't fight over land like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's definitely. I really don't look. I really don't listen to Louis Farrakhan. I've never listened to him. I'm not. I'm not. What do you call it? Islamic or anything like that, or Muslim or anything like that. So that stuff is out out the window for me personally. You know what I mean? But yeah.
Yeah.
In what way?
I think that a lot of people, when they want to think of radical black activism, I want to think of stuff like Black Lives Matter or institutional reform to the prison system. But when they do their reform, Louis Farrakhan, what have you, they make people think that black radical reformists are like crazy black supremacists, like Wakandaites. And that's not what I'm here for. That's
Do
not
black
progress.
people have the right to complain about white people, what they have done and what they are doing? Do they have the right to complain about white people?
Yeah, free country.
So black people have the right to complain about whites, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what gives them the right to complain about whites?
I mean, I think, freedom of speech. I think they have every right in the world to complain or express their grievances in a way that doesn't harm other people,
And so are they black supremacists for complaining about white people?
Nah, I mean, hey, I complain about women all the time, but I'm not sexist against women.
I bet you're not.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Amazing.
And so black people have the right to complain about white people.
Mm-hmm.
Do they have the right to hate white people?
I don't like it. No, I don't like hating racial groups. Even if you're like super, I wouldn't support like Jews hating Egyptian people back in the Prince of Egypt days either. I just don't like.
So do black people have the right to hate white people?
They have the right. I don't like it. They have the legal right to. I don't like it.
So black people have the right to hate white people?
Legally, yes. Freedom of speech.
And are they black supremacists for hating and complaining about white people?
I think you can hate somebody without thinking you're better than them. I don't know if I'd call them black supremacists for that.
So are black people black supremacists for hating and complaining about white people?
No, only if they think they're better than white people, like
So,
racially.
and they do think that. So are
Some of them
black
do.
people black supremacists for hating, complaining, and thinking that they're better than white
If
people?
they think they're better than white people, yes, absolutely, they're black supremacists.
Okay.
Yes.
And do they have the right to knock out white people?
Like
Remember the knockout game when
Like
they
get
were
'em?
walking up to black people, knocking them out?
I heard a
killing
lot of-
them.
I heard
do
a lot
they
of-
have a right to do that?
I heard a lot of scared white folk calling about them
Do they
knockout
have a
gangs
right-
on Fox News.
Do they have a right to do that?
That's assault. I'm going to go ahead and say no. Probably
And
not.
are they black supremacists for doing that?
Probably at least a few of them.
You say yes?
Yeah, probably at least a few of them. I don't know if all of them are, but yeah, I'd say a few of them probably.
Okay.
If this even happens. I know Fox News complained about
No,
it
it
when I
does
was
happen.
like a kid.
And so you say yes, they are black supremacists for knocking out white people, for hating them, for complaining about them, right?
Yeah.
They are black supremacists, right?
I think any time a black person says anything mean about a white person, they're a black supremacist and basically a black Nazi.
And when they physically attack white people, they are black supremacists, right?
Absolutely.
So why is it that white people don't have the right to do the same about the Jews? When white people complain about the Jews, are they?
You can be a white supremacist and hate the Jews.
So when white people complain about whether they're right or wrong, just like the black, are they white supremacists for disagreeing and complaining about the Jews?
It really depends on how they do it.
Are
I'll tell you
they
this.
white supremacists for complaining, disagreeing, and complaining about the Jews? Are they white supremacists?
No.
I'm sorry?
That was a mixed answer. I grew up with a lot of Jewish folk. I complain about them from time to time because some of them were real annoying.
So are white people Jewish supremacists for complaining and disagreeing with the Jews?
Sometimes.
Are white people supremacists for disagreeing?
Scott, I have to do the yes or no?
Yes.
Oh, okay, I see. Amazing. I love
Amazing.
it. Amazing. Damn. You know what? Let's go with yes. Anytime any group of people complains about any other group of people, I think that they're basically Nazis. I'm willing to take that road.
So the blacks are Nazis for complaining
Blacks,
and attacking.
whites, Jews, women, men,
So
we're all
blacks are
Nazis.
Nazi and black supremacists for complaining about whites, disagreeing with them, knocking them out. They are black Nazi supremacists, right?
Do you love Nazis?
No, I'm asking you, are you saying that they're black Nazi supremacists?
Yes.
Black people are.
All black people. Yes.
That does
including you.
That do that.
Yes.
Okay.
You think
and
you're better than me,
likewise,
don't you?
you think that white people are when they do it to Jews.
Yes.
And when Jews complain about whites and blacks, are they Nazis and Jewish supremacists?
Jewish Nazis, yes.
Are they supremacists?
Yeah, yes, Jewish supremacists, Jewish Nazis.
Okay,
Absolutely.
all
If they
right.
complain about white people.
All right, y'all. That's the end of the video. I don't know about the N-word stuff or anything like that. I don't know if they would be black supremacies or nothing like that. Jesse, I think that's going a little bit too far. But I guess knocking out black people and stuff, that could be a black supremacy thing. Just like white people trying to kill black people or black people trying to kill white people. I think that's all the same, to be completely honest. And I do see the point. We should teach, as black people, or I think we should teach our history, just like white people teach their history. I think we should all teach our history, but the full truth. We might not get the full truth, but like the stuff that we've discovered and stuff like that, most stuff that we've discovered, I don't think it should, that we shouldn't teach our history at all. I just don't think we should. You should just have that. I don't think you should just teach the victim mentality, the victim Olympics kind of stuff, though. Just say that, back in the day, our ancestors went through this. Now we're free. Now we can do whatever the hell we want to do now. You can be rich as hell and less than shit in week now these days. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. I think we could be much better now. You can get married now. You know what I mean? You can buy houses, how many houses you want. You can start your businesses that they won't be burned down and nothing like that. So personally, we are much better than we are now when we are back in the day. I guess in 1960s though, when we did have more businesses, more family and stuff, I guess that was good too under the Jim Crow era. But then we had the Civil Rights Movement, which people took a lot of stuff. Jesse Jackson, L. Sharpton, all them kind of people, I think they get rich off of black people that are in that victim mentality still. You know what I mean? Just like BLM, which they hardly gave any money to the families that have been at the cops that had killed the sons or daughters, whoever. The family never got any money, which went to the fruity community and stuff like that. So it's like I believe they're more sellouts than people that are conservative and stuff like that. And that's just my personal opinion on it, though. Y'all tell me in the comments what y'all think about this, though. Something else I wanted to say too. Yeah, that's how I say. Like MLK, when MLK died, all these people, they technically prosperity preaching. That's all what they were doing. MLK was about we all come together, we all go by character, not race. And then the guy got killed. I think somebody said, well, we know he got assassinated, but I think somebody set it up, somebody in the government, or I don't know, because we were all coming together. You know what I mean? We weren't focused on race anymore. Me personally, though. But hey, y'all, please hit that like button, subscribe button. Y'all tell me what y'all think up in the comments. I'm trying to hit 500 subscribers by the end of this month. So please do share with your family, friends, whoever you see. Tell them to subscribe to the Fat Man's Podcast. That we do reactions to Jesse Lee Peterson, Ben Shapiro, all that kind of stuff, Fox News, stuff like that. Just tell them to subscribe and put a comment in there and tell me what they thought about other videos and stuff. But hey, y'all, Osiris is out from the Fat Man's Podcast. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.